divide, add, and subtract fractions. Once you learn in your life, you're going to have to learn it. So I'm going to make the long story short. So for adding, you should learn how to add this fractions first because it's difficult. So the trick is, give me some fractions. 1/2, got it. And give me another one. Okay, 1/4. So many people think you could just add these to make 2/6, but that's not right. What you actually have to do is change the bottom part, called the denominator, to the same as the other denominator. But you can't just change this to 4. You have to do, so if you do 2 times 2 equals 4, now the denominators are all the same. But there's one problem. You can't leave the 1 like that. You also need to change the top by multiplying by 2, just like you did to the bottom. So that's 2, so that would equal 2/4 plus 1/4. So now you ask, do you add it to make it 3/8? No, you don't. When adding and subtracting fractions, you keep the bottom the same the whole way. So it would actually be 3/4. And that is your answer. So now I'm going to review it all over again. So, for adding fractions, you keep the denominator the same, which is the bottom part, so that both are the same, and then you add them together, except you don't add the bottom. They stay the same. So now, moving on to subtracting. So, subtracting basically is the same thing. You have to keep the bottom the same. So, long story short, you just do the same thing. And then, bam, your answer. You don't change the bottom, but you do change the top. So that's how you add and subtract fractions. Now, moving on to multiplication and division. Multiplication is a bit easier because you don't do anything. So like if I were to multiply 2/4 times 5/9, I don't have to change these two to the same number. I just multiply. So there's your answer. You don't have to do anything fancy. Now, for division though, it's a little different. So perhaps if we were to divide 2/4 divided by 5/6, the trick I like to remember is don't flip the first one, then flip the second one, DFF, just like BFF, except with a B, because it's going to be your best friend throughout life. So then you would actually switch this around to make 2/4 divided by 6/5. But that's not it. You need to change this to multiplication because you can't. It's like you can't divide fractions. So you have to change this to multiplication and flip it around. So now it would be 2/4 times 6/5. And that would equal 12/20. So that is how you divide fractions. So 2/4 divided by 5/6 would actually be 2/4 times 6/5. So that would be 12/20. And Eddie out. Watching my video, and if you want me to do any more videos, comment below. Some things I like to do is play chess, ski, snowboard, play piano, play violin, get good grades in school, and also exercise. So that's it, and make sure to subscribe. Daddy out.